Welcome to From the Pastor's Kitchen, where I get to share with you two of my greatest passions, my love for Christ and cooking. Hey, today I am doing a pecan pumpkin roll. It's one of my favorites. I only cook it around this time of the year, during Thanksgiving holiday or either Christmas time. It is the season for it, and I'm really not a big pumpkin lover, but I do love this dessert, and I'm going to share it with you today. And so my ingredients that I'm going to put together are the dry ingredients. I'm going to show you those. We're going to do the dry ingredients first, and then we're going to do the wet ingredients, and we're going to combine the two together. Let's do that right now. Okay, so what I'm doing now, I am going to put 3/4 cups of flour, all-purpose flour, in here. I'll get that last little bit out. A 1/2 teaspoon of ground cloves. You can smell them. A 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. A 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. A 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. And 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Right, all that blended in together. I'm gonna blend that all in together. Let's get the rest of this flour out of this container. Every little bit counts, as much as I can get out of it. This last little bit holding on in the bottom. Okay, just gonna blend this in together. And then we are going to take 3 eggs and a cup of sugar, and we're gonna whip that up. And so that's the next thing we're gonna do. And then I'm going to put this in along with a can of pumpkin puree. All right, we're gonna add that, but let's go to the wet ingredients first and put that in, and then we'll combine it all together. Okay, we're at the blender. I've got a cup of sugar, and I'm adding to this, and 3 eggs. I'm gonna blend them a little at a time. Now, I'm not gonna talk while the blender is on, so we're gonna blend it till it gets fluffy. I'm turning the speed up. There we go. Okay, it's at the consistency that I desire it to be. It is pretty thick. That's the way I want it. I went about 6 minutes, no more than 6 minutes as you're whipping it, so you would know. And now we're gonna mix the dry and the wet all together and put the pumpkin puree in here as well. Okay, let's blend everything all together. This is my dry mixture that I'm putting in. And I'm going to put in my puree. But let's blend this first. The cloves in here with the cinnamon is just wonderful. See that? That's how it's coming. I got it just the way I wanted it to. Now let's put in, it's the 2/3 cups of pumpkin puree. Oh, you smell the pumpkin in here now. Wonderful. My oven is already preheated at 375 degrees. This is the entire mixture for it. I'm putting it in a 10 by 15 pan on parchment paper or wax paper. I'm gonna also put some a baker's square, I think it's called. Well, I'll show that to you in a minute. Oh, that's just wonderful. That's all I need. A thin layer of this that I'm gonna put in there. I'm gonna let it cook in the oven for 13 minutes. No more than 13 minutes. Okay? So all we need is just this. I'm gonna top this right here that I have with some nuts. I'm not gonna put it in the mixture. I'm gonna top it with it. Oh, you'll see it in a moment, okay? Let's take the pan down. is what I'm talking about. This is parchment paper or wax paper that you're going to use to put this on here. Baker's Joy, everybody. I just couldn't get it right. You know, everything you can't get right. Baker's Joy on the parchment paper. Sort of lift up off the parchment paper. I'm going to put my oven and time in as well. Last time I didn't put enough on it, so that's what I'm doing. I can't be cautious enough with this in the corner. I cut my paper to size as well, and so we're going to put this on here. This is just enough for this. That's it. That's it. Let's put it down on here. Going to spread it out evenly across here. This is just enough for this pan. It's going to rise a little, but it'll be just enough. You don't want a real thick layers of this at all, because you want to be able to roll it. All right, let's take it and spread it out in the pan evenly. It's a thin layer, which it appears to be right now. Yep. But watch it as we cook it down some. Especially with the heat being on 375 the way that it is. We're going to even this all out in the entire pan. Take your time with it. You know that you're cooking it. All right. There we go. Make sure I'm getting all this out of the pan. Everything out of the pan. It's just enough for it too. Get up in my corners good. So I want everything to be even in the corners. And even this out. Now, take my pan and shake it. Settle that down. I want to sprinkle them on the top of it. Like that. That's it. Oh, my main man. Now, sometimes I do these without pecans or anything because my youngest son loves the roll, but he's allergic to nuts. So I have to think. When I do them, I do 2 of these. One plain and one with nuts. There we go. This is how I choose to do it, like this. Instead of putting it in there, put it on the top of it like that. In the corners. There we go. Putting it back in. Okay, we're going to make the filling now. 1 8-ounce package of Philadelphia cream cheese. Going to put it in to blend 6 teaspoons of butter. So we're going to put in and start blending it together. This is the filling. We're going to add in now 1 cup of powdered sugar. A teaspoon of vanilla flavor. Blend it at a higher speed now. And that should be it. My pumpkin roll is now out of the oven, so let's give attention to that. Okay, P-Fam, my filling is made. My pumpkin roll is now out of the oven. I'm gonna let you see that as well. And I'm gonna take it and sit it on the rack and let it cool down for about 10 minutes or so. I don't have to do anything else to it as well. Let's move it now. Look at here, look at here, look at here. Just let it sit on the rack. Let it cool off. Hey P-Fam, I am back with this pecan pumpkin roll. I've got the filling already prepared and all I'm gonna do is spread it in and roll it up. I've taken it off of the parchment paper, put some saran wrap under because I wanna tighten it up as I roll it. And then I can refrigerate it that way. It makes it so much easier. And so let's pray that this all works out well as we now watch me as I put in the filling. This is the Philadelphia cream cheese filling with a little butter and a powdered sugar and some vanilla flavor. All right, let's try it now. There we go, right here on the side here. Let's fill this in. That's all we got to do. Spread it across it evenly. Don't overfill it either. So I'm gonna try not to do that because I can always make another one and add whatever filling I have to that one. So I want to make sure that I can roll this. That's going to be the secret right there. Spread this out over here evenly, all the way to the ends. It's a wonderful dish, pumpkin dish, because of the flavors in it. You taste the cloves in it a little bit, and it's sweetened, the cinnamon, a hint of cinnamon in it. And then we come back with the vanilla flavor in the filling, and you got some pecans in it. That makes it all the better too. This is just enough. Just enough. Just enough for this. Let's try a little bit more. Get this all on the inside of you. All around the edges. All on my edges. Now when I roll it, it may roll out, but it's okay. It's all right. It's just for the house. If I was preparing this for someone else, I probably wouldn't do that at all, but this is going to work out well. Now, let's take this, the end of it, because I want to turn it into here. Curve it and turn it from the ends here and turn it. And pull this back from the end here each time that I'm doing this, and lay this down and pull it and turn it even more so. Pick it up with this and turn it. That makes it all much easier. And turn it. Look at it now. And turn it again with this. It's turning so much better. And turn it. And turn it. And then what I'm going to do with the pumpkin roll now is pull the end up here to the saran wrap and wrap it. And wrap it. And wrap it. And wrap it. It is wrapped. Look at it, look at it, look at it, look at it. It is wrapped. There we go. Okay, we're going to take it now and we're going to refrigerate it for about a good hour or so. And then we'll pull it out and we'll get ready to slice it. All right? And before we get to the total conclusion of this, I'm going to put a little powdered sugar on this as well and then present it. It is a pecan pumpkin roll. I want to ask you a question because I need to do that. Are you grateful for anything? Are you grateful for anything in your life? Could you tell me that? Could you inbox me? Could you put in a reply to what I'm asking you for? I'm grateful for Jesus, sanctification, holiness, Him dying for me. What are you grateful for? Now, there are many other things that we can add to that as well, but I want you to tell me, if you would be so kind as to give me a reply to what you're grateful for. We're going to come back in about an hour, and then we'll be able to slice this, all right? See you in an hour. Hey P-Fam, this is the final presentation of the pecan pumpkin roll. It is sliced now, and I put a little bit of powdered sugar on it. Can't wait to eat it. You'll see the recipe online. Please remember to like, share, subscribe. Once again, like, share, and subscribe.